Hey there, Shooby Doodlers. How are you doing? I had a very interesting question this morning from Nikki, who asked me lots of probing questions. She asked, can you have multiple vanishing points? I thought, I never really thought about that. So when I did, then it's pretty obvious, really. So if we think, let's take a box. We're going to want to have sort of vanishing points heading off to somewhere. This is going to be way over there somewhere, isn't it? The vanishing point. And we'll have a box, say like that, constructed like that, and this is also going to be heading off to that same vanishing point. This is going to be heading off to the vanishing point too, and in fact you might want to make it all a bit more 3D and have this all disappearing off to a vanishing point as well. Are you with me so far? Now what would happen if we wanted to put another box in the room? Let's say we wanted a box just hiding behind it, say something like that, a little box there. That doesn't quite feel right, but I think that would probably be going off somewhere like that, and then we'd want this. I think we'd probably sort of pretty much keep to this vanishing point down here. If it's sat on the same floor, then we'll be keeping with this same vanishing point down here. So that would be kind of like that. But what about if we wanted to, if we just threw a box in there and somehow we got a long sort of flower box or something like that, that just kind of landed in there. So we're going to want that sort of at an angle there. Then that's going to be doing something completely different, because that's going to be coming to a vanishing point down there, and that's also going to be coming to a vanishing point somewhere over there, and that's going to be at a vanishing point somewhere over there. Multiple vanishing points. Let's sort of ink that in just to kind of make it a bit more clear. So it's just kind of resting on the corner of this box, isn't it, like that? So while I draw this, you might like to know that Nikki is actually one of my main patrons on Patreon, and she seems to be going through every one of my videos that I've ever made, and if you include my Draw Stuff Real Easy videos, that's about 1,500 of them. That's going to want to be going about. In fact, it's probably over 1,500 now, so there's a lot to get through. And you too, of course, could come over to Patreon and support me and help me keep making these videos. So this kind of feels a little bit weird, so I think we probably need to kind of put them all into a room like that, and then we can kind of think about some shading. Maybe very simple shading. So I'm assuming the light is coming from this direction, and we'll have some shading going on over there. So let's get a ruler into this, see roughly what we've got going on here. So we've got these vanishing points heading off sort of up that way, and that's going to be coming there as well, something like that. We got vanishing point heading off in that direction. Let's make that so that's quite shallow, isn't it? So it's going to be way, way, way down over there somewhere. And we have vanishing points heading off in this direction, and then we got these over here, and that should probably be a bit more like that. So it's going to be way, way, way over there. And then we've got this one over here. And we got that one down there, something like that. And then we got this one. Oh, we were going to have that about there, weren't we? This is something you can spend hours and hours plotting and planning, or if you just draw a lot, you just kind of get an instinctive feel for it, which is why I've never really thought about multiple vanishing points before. I would just do that instinctively. But if you haven't got those years of experience drawing, you can kind of work it all out mathematically. But I think if I had to draw something like this, I would do a sketch like that first and think, oh, that doesn't look quite right, that doesn't look quite right, and I'd start tracing over it, and I'd just keep adjusting until it looked right. I remember there's a thing in typography called a sort of optical center or something like that, and so many things in typography you think, you want everything on a nice line, like you think the O will be the same height as the T, but no. And if you make the O the same height as the T, it looks really small, and it has to go above and below the lines. And often I find when I do a perspective thing absolutely correctly, it doesn't look right. It just looks too mechanical, I think. And by doing it by eye and trial and practice and just kind of getting it to feel right, it actually becomes part of your style, and you kind of build up your own kind of perspective, and your sense of perspective is actually part of your style. Thanks for watching, and keep coming back to the Shoe Rainer Drawing channel. And look, click that button down there and make sure you are subscribed. And in the meantime, keep drawing, drawing, drawing. Practice, practice, practice. And I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye-bye.